Today, we're smoking a tri-tip. Today we're going to be smoking one of my favorite and most underrated cuts of meat. It's the tri-tip. Now, the most important thing about the tri-tip is looking at the grains on the meat. As you can see, there are 2 grains on this tri-tip. You have your tip 1, tip 2, and your elbow right here. As you can see, the grains on the right side are running towards the elbow, and then on the left side of the steak, they're running down towards this tip. The key thing to remember whenever you're grilling a tri-tip is to cut across that grain. Like all my proteins, I've gone ahead and dry brined the tri-tip. I put it in the refrigerator with just coarse salt overnight. It's going to allow the meat to absorb that salt. What's going to happen is we're going to get the Maillard reaction when we go to sear this and just give us a beautiful crust on this tri-tip. And if I turn it over, you'll see that I've also kind of taken off the membrane and butchered some of the fat cap off of the tri-tip. I've got the big green egg at about 225 degrees right now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to smoke this bad boy until I get it to about 125 degrees. Then I'm going to take it off the smoker and I'm going to tint it. I'm going to let it come down to about 120 degrees, and then I'm going to sear it back up to 125 on both sides. We're expecting over 1.5 inches of rain today, and you know exactly what that means. Prime hogs smoking season. So let's get out there, let's get it done. I'm ready to eat this thing. We're going to be using a new product for our good friend and 3-time Hogs Grand Champion James Cruz, Stockyard Landing. I think this is going to be perfect for the tri-tip, and I'm really excited to try it. Lather up that tri-tip with your preferred binder. I'm just using a little oil here. You might want to use some mustard. And let's get that Stockyard Landing in every single nook and cranny here. I am of the notion that tri-tip really doesn't need that much more than salt and pepper, maybe a little bit of garlic powder as well, but it's up to you, whatever you prefer. Make sure you're on all sides, evenly coated, and get it ready for the grill. And I know what you're thinking, Becker, how can this be possible? You don't even have black gloves on. How can you do barbecue without black gloves? Well, I'm here to tell you, you don't need black gloves to make good barbecue. You can call me the Michael Jackson of barbecue here. Ugh, that's bad. But here we go. Back to coating, front and back. Got to go ahead and stick our probe in, get this bad boy ready to go on the grill. Let's go. Now, I really love these sub 5-hour cooks, or as we like to call them at Hogs, about 5 to 7 beer cooks. So let's get this tri-tip on. We're running about 200 right now. That's just because I put some post oak on there, so it came down a little bit. But if you can't tell, there's some raindrops already. Wouldn't be Hogs if there isn't. So I'm going to get this tri-tip on. We're going to get it smoking. We're going to pull it at about 125. Let's get it going. Woo! All right, so we've reached about 125 internal temperature. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to tent this and let it come down to about 120. And then I'm going to go put it on my gas grill, which has a sear box, and I'm going to sear it back up to 125, let it rest for about 10, 15 minutes, then we're going to cut into this bad boy. Woo! Love that sizzle. All right, just a couple more minutes left in the resting phase. But I think we're looking pretty good. As you can tell, you can see these grains still coming down here and running towards the elbow. So we'll probably give it a cut right about here and then slice across the grain and across the grain. Well, we battled the major storm to get here, so let's see what we got. Once again, grains going this way and this way. So I'm going to give it a cut here. Let's open it up. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Look at that. Woo, you kidding me? Now let's give it a cut. I'm going to do some thin slices starting from the first point. Probably 1/4 inch. You know, you can also cut these if you really want to into steaks. And I probably could do a little bit thinner than this. But this is what we're going to do for now. Look at that color. It's absolutely fantastic if you can't see it. Amazing. I got to go in. Now, what you want to see is that dotting there. That means we went against the grain. That's perfectly what you want. You know it's not going to be chewy. You got to make sure you get that dotting there. Now let's go to the other side. Remember, the grain was running this way. So we're going across it. You could start at the tip or right here. Oh, man. You kidding me? Are you kidding me? Woo! Gorgeous! You'll see what I got on top. Some of our friends. We got some corner store garlic, chili, crunch. And we also have some Louisiana Pepper Exchange habanero puree. But with this stuff, you know, it's awesome leftover. And what you could do is you can make a French dip with an au jus. Or I'd go ahead and just get some horseradish. Or maybe make a simple chimichurri. Would be fantastic. I mean, it's not going to get much better than this. I love this cut of meat. It's so affordable. It's so juicy. Let's go in for the real thing.